Chris, you're on with Beej from Atlantic City.
Hello.
Chris.
Hey.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Excellent. This is Beej 102.7. We're in Atlantic City. Just gonna do a short pre-recorded interview, so I'll just count it down and set it up, and then we'll go.
Great.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Beej from 102.7, and on the line with me right now, legendary frontman. This guy's a rock icon. It's Chris Cornell. Chris, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you? I'm
excellent. So you guys are about halfway through your tour right now. How's everything going on the road?
It's been great. It's been very, very exciting. It's a lot of fun, having a great time. Every show has been fantastic. It's probably the best tour I've been on in regards to that. You know, every show has been great. The fans have been great. There are some new fans. There are a lot of fans that have been with us or been with me for a long time, and it's just an exciting time to be Audioslave.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to having you here in Atlantic City. Now, 2005 has been a pretty big year for Audioslave, I would say. You're the first American rock band to play in Cuba. You did that in May. The Out of Exile debuted at #1 in June. And now, of course, I guess it's really the highlight of your year. You're making your Atlantic City debut on November 4th at the Borgata.
Yeah, that comes in just second to my son, who will be born right after this tour is over.
I heard about that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to go back for a second and talk about Cuba. You had over 60,000 people. You're the first American rock band to play in the country. What was that like?
It's hard to compare to anything else. And also just the trip in and of itself was kind of overwhelming. We were there for 3.5 days, and from the time we got off the plane till the time we got back on the plane, we never stopped. So, we had like 5 hours to sleep each night, and then we were just back out doing it. And what we were doing really is just going to a bunch of different places and meeting Cuban people in different environments that pertain to music or art. We went to a radio station for a long time and talked to the person that ran it and played music. We went to a music university that was in what used to be a country club, a golf course, and they turned it into a free university for classically trained musicians, and incredible musicians were there. We went to a museum for the preservation of Cuban music culture and history, and through all these things, what we noticed is that they have like almost no resources, and yet they keep all of this stuff together so well, and they do such an amazing job. And just in general, the people are very much interested and seem to live for arts and art forms more so than other places that I've been. And that was something that I think was a big lesson to take away. With that much poverty and the absence of a lot of distractions that we as Americans have, they lead really rewarding lives.
Do you feel like? Oh, excuse me. Do you feel like that because of the poverty and all, that's what enables them to spend more time focusing on the arts and the culture and that sort of thing?
Well, even when it comes to that, it's affected by it certainly, because at the music school, they had these students that were like some of the best musicians I've ever been around, and yet they don't have enough guitar strings or drumsticks or things like that.
Or the necessities.
I think the absence of distractions probably does make a difference. The fact that they're not all sitting around with PlayStations or cable TV or laptop computers may have something to do with why they're getting into something like that instead, which is not a bad thing.
No, not at all. Maybe it's something we should look into here.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, on that concert, you played some music. I mean, you did all the Audioslave material, which, of course, everybody enjoyed, and that was what everybody was expecting. But you guys also played some songs from your former bands, Rage Against the Machine, in the case of the rest of your group, and Soundgarden in your case. What was it like to be playing that material with, a different set of musicians behind you?
It was pretty different. It was we first did it in rehearsal, of course, and when Soundgarden would play those songs live, we were kind of we were kind of like a wild animal on stage. It didn't sound like the record. It was a different experience entirely. When Brad and Tim and Tom played those songs in rehearsal, it sounded like the record. You know, they learned it from the record.
Right.
And they're much different. As musicians, there's precision involved and a rhythm section that's incredible. It's been playing together for so long. And it was pretty exciting. I think every time we did an old song, whether it was a Rage song or a Soundgarden song, the first time through would be a little bit like not so good, and then we'd have to remind ourselves, hey, you know, that was the first time.
Right, exactly.
And then we would, like, literally the second or third time, it would sound fantastic.
And are you doing?
I was very excited and encouraging them the first time we did anything that was Soundgarden, because I remember the first time, say if it's a song I wrote, I remember the first time I was teaching it to the other guys in Soundgarden, and it took a long time to get those things to sound good.
Sure.
And these guys, they attacked it too. They really, they take what they do seriously, and they want to be great. So it's really fun singing these songs with them.
Are you doing any of that material on the tour now?
Yeah, we are. We're actually doing. We've learned more Rage and more Soundgarden and Temple of the Dog songs, and also we're playing new Audioslave songs that we have yet to record.
Oh wow!
Definitely on our third record.
I'll definitely be looking forward to that. I'm sure.
Way back into the past, and then even into the future.
Excellent. And the live DVD of that show in Cuba just came out, correct?
Yep, it just came out like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, I have not had the chance to see it yet, but I'm sure it's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to be running out to pick it up, definitely. Now, Out of Exile debuted at #1 in June, sold 265,000 copies, I think, in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest releases of the year, especially for the first half of the year, and the album's continued to sell well.
Yeah, it's been doing good, which is great. I think Audioslave, we're enjoying all the success, that we had hoped to have when we got together on our own terms.
Well, congratulations on all that.
It's great. The first tour we did off of our first record, we played only Audioslave songs, and the audience didn't seem to mind that. We had a very fun tour. People showed up; they had a great time. That record did very well, and then we came back out with our second record, and now we've already proved the point that we don't need our histories to be Audioslave, so we're comfortable doing that, and we just want to be a band for a long time and make a lot of records. We finished pre-production for our third record right before this started, so actually in the next couple of weeks we're gonna, while we're on the road, start recording. Wow,
that's amazing. You're just cranking that stuff out.
Yeah.
I did see that you had made a promise that there was going to be much more Audioslave music and much more often.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, I think I read an interview with Tom where he said that he was using the Beatles as an example of they were putting out albums, sometimes 2 albums a year for a period of time there, that you guys were kind of aspiring to that. You going to be putting out 2 albums a year?
I don't know about that, because we actually tour and they didn't, but
right.
1 album a year would be great.
That would be great.
And continually being able to tour. Because in the world of rock music, there's a cycle that I would like to see broken up for us, which is, a long period of writing and then producing a record and then like a good 4 or 6 month campaign before the record comes out, and then this massive 2-year-long world tour. And then,
right.
But if you're a real fan, you got to wait another 2 years for the next record at least.
Right.
And I'd like to see that broken up, where it's never that long between shows and it's never that long between albums. And it makes it easier, I think, for a band too, because sometimes, like if you've been on the road for a year and a half or 2 years, and you're sitting down to write your new record, it's been 2 years since you wrote a song, it's like, and then you have to get back into that, and then when you go out on the road and you've spent a year writing and recording a record, you haven't played a show in a year,
right?
And it's just, I just think it's better to mix it up and just always be doing all of it. I think it'll make for better music, better records, better live shows, all that.
Well, nobody can complain about that at all. Now, you're going to make your Atlantic City debut November 4th at the Borgata Hotel Casino in Atlantic City. Have you ever been to Atlantic City before?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever played. I know I've never played there.
So it's going to be a whole new experience for you.
Yeah, a whole new experience. I know the song Atlantic City by Bruce Springsteen, though.
Well, I think you'll probably find the city maybe a little bit different than the description in the song.
Maybe, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. But, it's a great city, and we'll definitely be happy to have you. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with Chris in just a minute.
Great.
Okay, we'll run a little bit longer here, so I'm going to break this up into a couple segments. Do you have a couple minutes still to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, continue here in 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Beej from 102.7. Back now with Chris Cornell. He's on the line. We're talking all kinds of stuff. The new album, the tour they're on. They're coming into Atlantic City to the Borgata November 4th. Tickets are not available except in one place, right here on 102.7. So if you want to see that show, you got to keep listening here. And right now, Chris, I want to talk to you about, we already went through it. Now you're in pre-production and you're getting ready to record the new album. And you said you're playing some of that material on the tour. What's it like? Is it kind of a continuation of what you had on the Out of Exile, more like the stuff from the first album?
Well, I'm only now kind of figuring it out because, you really, when you're playing it in front of people, I think, you sort of discover what it really feels like for the first time. And it's different.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. I mean, the songs that we've been playing, at least this far, are, they're sort of more up-tempo, simpler, shorter kind of songs that seem to work really well live, even though no one knows them, and have been really fun to play. But that's only a couple songs. We have a lot of songs. So, I won't really be able to tell you that until after the record's finished.
Okay, fair enough. And you guys also just shot a video for Doesn't Remind Me, right? Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be something totally different, groundbreaking. You guys aren't even in the video at all?
No, therefore, we didn't have to shoot it. We weren't there. What we had to do was just kind of force the record company to make the video because we loved the idea. I mean, thought the director was going to do an amazing job. His name's Chris Milk, and he did, in fact, do an amazing job. And it's on MTV and VH1 and The Fuse, and it's they're actually playing it. The record company didn't want to make it because they didn't think anyone would play it, and it's actually getting more airplay than probably any video that I've been involved with in years, because of the video itself. So,
well, it just shows that if you make a good product, then people will accept it, even if it's something a little bit out of the norm.
I think so. I think it's been a while since somebody made a video where the artists don't appear in it, and it's kind of a narrative, and it's an actual piece of film, and it's getting played. It kind of shows you that maybe people do actually like that, and it's been a while.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Now, there's one last thing I wanted to ask you about. It seems like lately a bunch of beefs have been springing up between bands in the rock world. Kind of the hip-hop style thing. It was kind of reserved for 50 in the game and stuff before, but now all of a sudden it seems like some rock bands, there's a thing that's going on between the Killers and Fall Out Boy and that sort of thing. And I don't really get it, but apparently some band out of Canada that goes by the name Broken Social Scene had some stuff to say about you guys.
Really?
Yeah, did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, well, apparently, have you played a show with Broken Social Scene?
No.
Apparently let's see what he said. They were at a festival in Germany, the Hurricane Festival.
Uh-huh, yeah, we were there.
Okay, apparently they were playing on that show, or maybe they were just there, and they were talking about how you guys apparently are too pampered in your touring lifestyle, and that they had roadies backstage on walkie-talkies panicking over that there was a change in the set list, and the singer of the band actually said, "They're disgusting. Chris Cornell makes you feel like an idiot for buying bad Motorfinger." And what of Audioslave covering Rage Against the Machine songs? Where's Zach De La Rocha in all this? Why is he not starting some charity movement to shut that S down? So, I mean, I thought that was pretty amusing. I mean, I can't imagine why anybody would have any kind of beef with Audioslave, but apparently they're out there. I guess, I don't know. Do you have an opinion about that?
I'm going to bust a cap in his ass.
Yeah, in the true spirit of the moment.
Exactly.
All right, Chris. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with us, and we're definitely looking forward to seeing you on November 4th at the Borgata. It's going to be a great show, and like I said, thanks again.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Chris, do you have one more minute just to do a couple liners for us?
Sure.
All right, thank you. The first one, you could just do like, this is Chris Cornell. You're listening to 102.7 Your Rock.
Did you say your?
Yeah, Your Rock. So whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Chris Cornell from Audioslave, and you're listening to 102.7 Your Rock.
Okay, and one last one is, this is Chris Cornell. You're listening to Beej on 102.7.
Beej.
Yeah, B-E-E-J, Beej.
Hey, this is Chris Cornell, and you're listening to Beej on 102.7.
Thank you very much, Chris.
All right, thank you.
We'll see you on the 4th.
All right.
Take it easy.
Hey, Chris, you all set?